let's hop in to our final series of the day. Spawning in the lower right-hand corner, in the red, representing Cascade Esports, it is DNS. And his opponent, in the upper left, in the blue, newly joining Team Liquid, it is Harstem. Got ourselves a nice little PvP. Now, DNS just took out Trap. Now, Trap is playing from Korea, so I'm not sure what the ping situation is like. And it's a PvP, which is oftentimes the most insane of matchups. But still very impressive stuff out of DNS to be able to take down Trap, one of the best, I've said it probably 5 times today, but one of the best Protoss players in the world. And I don't say that lightly. So the Frenchman looking quite good, but he took down Korea. Can he take down the Netherlands? Harstem is, he's another matter altogether. He's about a foot taller than Trap, and his lips are twice as luscious. Now it looks like Harstem's just gonna straight up see that pylon of DNS. Did DNS realize that Harstem saw that? I don't know, but he did. And is Harstem gonna go back and double check what that is? Is he gonna drop? No, his pylon's in his main base. Harstem, did you not realize that you scouted the pylon? It's like he's looking for another pylon, but he already scouted the pylon. He just needs to go back and see that it's a Stargate. Alright, double stalker coming out for both players. Harstem doesn't have any other tech to speak of, and he's not going to. At least not on the map, I guess I should say. Oh, you know what? Maybe Harstem doesn't want DNS to know that he knows. And Harstem's going to be able to take out this pylon with 2 stalkers very quickly. I think... Ooh, this Oracle might get out. Second pylon gets put down. The backup pylon. 2 more stalkers on the way out of Harstem. Oh, he's going to be able to take this pylon out. No, not quite. The backup pylon would have saved it anyways. But Harstem not risking it. Not until he has a couple more stalkers here. And then he has to choose if he wants to stay in the main base with the stalkers or not. Twilight Council follow-up for DNS. Still no tech from Harstem. He is staying straight up on gateways right now. His warp gate is finished up. What is he going to plant over here? Is this just going to be another gateway? Oh no. Okay, so he's going for a Nexus. Kept the stalkers at home to ward away the Oracle, the Oracle. No further Oracles here. So Harstem could come down here. The real bad thing about this second pylon for DNS is that if he loses all of this, he doesn't just lose 1 pylon, he loses 2. Still a few stalkers in the main base to ward off that Oracle. And now DNS is actually supply blocked. He is in the red. He's got 1 pylon on the way, but he's going to want a second one soon. Well, I guess he'll have the Nexus finished up soon. That'll be good enough. Harstem is slow warping in up here at this pylon, not dropping the gateway. Instead opting for the slow warp and pylon. He's going to take out the shield battery. Should be able to get this pylon as well. And actually with the force fields here, can he just kill this Nexus? Blink is on the way, but it's only halfway done. There's no warp prism here. Oracle is still sharking around trying to find something to do. But the 2 stalkers in the main base are going to deflect it. And that is a dead Nexus. DNS in all sorts of trouble. Harstem has a Nexus up back at home. And now DNS, he's got to do something to come back from this. He's supply blocked once again after losing another pylon, as well as the Nexus. Oh, man. A nice little stasis ward. Going to be annoying here for Harstem. Oh, but does the Oracle go down? Not quite. Oh, no. Harstem. Tons of Stalkers getting trapped. DNS is going to try to move across the map and take advantage of this, but the stasis doesn't really last that long. Harstem has a Robo up. He's got an Immortal on the way. And he's got a lot of Stalkers back at home. Army supply-wise, it's heavily in Harstem's favor right now. Ooh, but these Stalkers are going to blink into the main base where Harstem is not ready. With the Immortal pops. Stasis trap not doing anything. Couple of nice force fields and he gets 2 more Stalkers. He gets the Oracle and DNS not finding the damage he needs there. He doesn't kill an Immortal. He kills like a couple of Stalkers. If we take a look at resources lost, it is so heavily in Harstem's favor right now. A couple of Adepts get warped in. They're found by this Stalker. One of them's going to go down. The other one will continue to shade over. We'll at least see that this Nexus is mostly done. But Harstem is moving across the map, and he's got nearly double the army supply of DNS. We could... Sorry, I took the production tab down. We could see a Warp Prism on the way over. We don't, so Harstem doesn't have a reinforcement warp-in way. Well, I guess this pylon's still alive. He can slow warp into the pylon. But DNS is in a world of trouble right now. Probe's going down. That's just going to be GG. DNS knows he can't win that fight. And Harstem's going to take game 1 against the French Protoss player. Yes, the Matcherino code, or the Matcherino link is updated. Also, what's up, Batsushita? And thank you, Seal Pup. I don't know if that code is working just yet, though. I have not tested that code. Not just yet. So, the code is not up at the moment. Should be up in the next couple of days. Usually comes up a few days before the event. Thank you for asking, though. I appreciate it. We're waiting for game 2 or a lobby link. There we go. All right, we got ourselves an interesting map here. Purity and Industry for game number 2. Now this is a PvP. So we could see some like double Stargate Phoenix stuff. That's a possibility. Definite possibility. What's up, Explosion? It has been. It's been a long shift. It is every week. But yeah, it's a long one. Next week, though, here's the bonus news, though. Next week, daylight savings time will be going through. I don't know when that happens for Europe, but it'll have gone through by next week's tournament. So it starts an hour earlier, so there's an hour less downtime in between the Korea one and the Europe one, which will be really nice. And that means this will end a little bit earlier. We'd probably actually be like in the finals right now. Something like that. So that'll be nice for next week. All right, we're loading into game number 2. It's gonna be a good one. I want to see what these guys bring to a PvP on this map. I was playing Winter's Gate today too, and I was like, oh, I don't know what you do in PvP on this map. Just because I haven't really seen it. But here we go. Let's get the score right. Let's hop on in. Spawning in the top center location, the purity side of the map, it is Cascades DNS. And on the industry side, the middle right, it is Liquid Harstem. Liquid versus Cascade. You know, Cascade, at least in the US, is like a dishwashing detergent brand that you can get for your dishwasher. That's what it always makes me think of when I see somebody on that team. Gonna wash my dirty plates with DNS's team or something. Something like that. Alright, Harstem's probe going somewhere real special. This is a gold base down here. What do we think are the chances that Harstem is going to try to take this gold base? Or is he just proxying? That's the real question. Down goes the Cybercore. DNS is just straight up scouting Harstem. Now, if Harstem planned something down here, I think it would have to be a Twilight Council. But he could just be planning a pylon. And that's what it looks like he's gonna do, is he's heading on out. Did that dog just make noise, rather? That was weird. Every now and then, like, the dogs on this map, they make noises. And they're not the only things, too. I've heard, like, sometimes vents will make noises. I don't really like that. You know, in StarCraft, you have to react to noises. And sometimes those kinds of things can throw me off. Other than that pylon placement, things looking very normal here for both players. It does look like DNS wants to take the quicker expansion. Harstem's going to come up and get blocked out of that base. Double Stalker for both players, so neither going for that adept timing. And Harstem might want to take a quick expansion as well. Rip this probe. It goes down. Yeah, daylight savings time is always such a frustrating thing. Not only do some places do it and some places not do it, but the places that do it on different days. Like, what? Why would we ever? Why? Who? Why? But why? I think we should just all not do it. Robo coming up now for Harstem. That is his tech of choice. Both players actually getting that Robo. The robotics facility. Phoenix, hallucinated Phoenix heading across for both players. Very slowly heading across for both players. There you go. Gonna get the full scout. Both of them in both bases, seeing everything they need to see. And everybody feeling pretty solid, pretty secure, I would imagine. They're both at the same worker count. The army's slightly larger for DNS. I mean, it's like a stalker bigger. Yep, 1 stalker and 2 adepts, actually. How is that possible? Okay, there must have been a warp-in happening. Now, supplies are very similar, I guess, is the crux of the point I was trying to make. The adepts for DNS looking like they want to try to find a way in. Oh, a warp prism heading towards the main base as well. These adepts get spotted by Harstem's hallucinated Phoenix. A couple more adepts being warped in. It looks like DNS might be heading towards the main base with this warp prism. There's a big dead space. There's a very large main. And he could get into this main mineral line. Twilight Council coming up now for Harstem. But he's about to lose a good few probes, rather. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, these 2 depths are not going to do too much. The Immortal comes up, the rest of the army. DNS gets 1 more depth and gets on out of there. Probe's going to be moving back towards the main now. Nice fully saturated main base. And Harstem's going to try to do a little bit of reverse damage. Counter damage. Ooh, these Adepts going to get right on top of some of these sentries. They say, alright, move the sentries away, I'll get probes instead. But the double Immortal drop now coming down for Harstem. These Stalkers here not going to be too good. 1 goes down, 2 goes down. Zealots are chasing, but they don't have charge. Glaives on the way now for DNS. Actually, for both players. Both players going into Glaives after this. Interesting game. Bunch more gateways going down for DNS and for Harstem. Every time I say something's happening for one player, the other player is doing it. Harstem, though, his Glaives and his Adepts are actually ahead. Oh, DNS trying to do the double prism drop. Harstem's moving out, though. I think he wants to warp in a bunch of Adepts at this War Prism. Doesn't want to reveal it, maybe, though. So gonna warp them in back at home. 1 at a time. War Prism coming over. There's a few Stalkers. There's actually 4, but these 2 from Harstem not really doing their job. Oh, he's gonna focus down the Prism. Oh, no, hard to do that when there's Immortals shooting your Stalkers. Put a few units up here for Harstem. Oh my god, that's not nearly enough. Harstem. Oh no. Harstem in a lot of trouble right now. Okay, big warping's gonna help a lot. And it looks like he's held back at home, at least temporarily. Oh, big shade in from DNS. Harstem, though, is he going to cancel these? Okay, there he goes. 10 probes falling behind us, though. Harstem in such trouble right now. He's down to 29 workers. Oh, where are these Adepts going? Yeah, they cancel that shape. And basically, if Harstem loses this fight right here, which he is, he's going to have to tap out. He's just got nothing back at home. And DNS will take game number 2 and tie our series up 1-1. 1-1. Both going into Glaives. Yeah, they were doing the same damn thing. Just ended up working out a lot better for DNS. Alright. Game 3. It's 1-1. We're going into Eternal Empire for our 3rd map. And we're starting. We're loading in. Just saw that Hero Marine's title is Big Gabe Weekly number 11. That's actually incredible. Alright, winner of this goes on to the semifinals to fight either Lambo or a Laser. Refresh the bracket, see if we have a victor of that series yet. Oh, it's a Laser. Took the 2-0. The Laser gets to fight either Harstem or DNS. It could go either way at this point, actually. Like, that last game, DNS definitely was deserved the win of that game. It was a very even game, but game 1, I'd say the same thing about Harstem. So let's hop in to game numero 3. Spawning in the upper right hand corner in the red for Cascade Esports and dishwashers everywhere. It is DNS. Maybe DNS stands for dishwasher. but also there's like an N. I don't know. We'll figure something out for that. And his opponent in the lower left-hand corner for Team Liquid, it is Harstem. Alright, nothing cheeky yet. No Forge first builds. That's the first thing we gotta mark off the list when it's a PvP. DNS. How does DNS work with dishwasher? How do you say dishwasher in French? Probably doesn't contain any of those letters. Alright, Harstem's second probe. Moving out to do a little cheeky pylon drop. Oh, look at that. I don't think I ever noticed that you can see the reflection of the minerals on the ground. Huh. It's like the light shining through them. Because in other things it's the shadow, but this is like the shadow slash the light refracting through the crystals. It's so interesting. It doesn't refract through the pylon crystal though, just the mineral crystal. Where are those details, man? Come on. All right, both players dropping pylons in very similar places on the map. I don't think either are planning on using them for anything. They wouldn't be good for anything but tech. Like, that's like a quick Twilight location. But no Stargates, no Robos, no nothing really. Just the pylons. In fact, Harstem isn't even scouting his opponent's main base this game. He's just scouting around. Probe gets taken out by the first two Stalkers. It's going to be a Stargate back at home for DNS. So he's got the proxy pylon on the map, but he's not doing nothing with it. Stalker moves out. Sees nothing with the watchtower. Oh, it's a little in control. Watchtower. Look at that. Nice. Do they both get that? They do. Beautiful. Oh, and Harstem has been scouting all over the place, but he's not going to see that pylon. There's nothing really interesting about it. It's just he could. He could see it. Oh, there you go. It's in German. Just add an S to the front of Weischer. Dich and Weischer. Beautiful. Harstem Stalker is getting hit. This one might just go down. Oh, it's so close. Oh, DNS can't quite catch it. The probe will finally see this pylon. Not that there's anything he can really do about it. Robo is the plan here for Harstem. As his natural base comes up, DNS is a little bit further away, and he's got that Oracle coming out. It's actually a second Oracle. There's already one across the map. Wow. Hallucinated Phoenix. He must have gotten in to see the Stargate. No, didn't see the Stargate. These two Stalkers bravely hitting this pylon. I think Harstem may just lose both of these Stalkers. Alright, he pulls back. Oh my god, is this Stalker really gonna live right now? Are we for real? No, it can't, right? Yeah, okay, it hits that angle and it just doesn't quite make it. Why is it? I had it on follow on that Stalker, and then the Stalker died, and the follow just wouldn't move. Alright, double Oracle gonna hit this mineral line now. There's 3 Stalkers here, no shield battery. Twilight and Forge coming up for Harstem behind this. He's already got his Robo out. Hallucinated Phoenix comes in and gets killed again before really seeing anything. Forge coming up behind this for DNS as well. Ooh, and Adept's looking like they want to hit somewhere, but there's a lot of units in both mineral lines. So far, I think this is looking like a nice defense for Harstem. Oh, maybe not. The Adepts and the Oracles come in. They're going to get 5 probes, but loses both Adepts. I'd say that's worth it, especially since the Oracles get away. Mortal's being chronoed out. We have +1 coming up for both players. Charge on the way for Harstem as well. No Immortals for him, actually. Hallucinated Phoenix doing absolutely nothing to these Oracles. 0 damage. Literally just chasing them. Harstem's probe, this probe bravely holding this watchtower. I think that's in vision. Not quite in vision of the observer. Oh, tag goes down. Harstem's army fully seen by DNS. DNS behind this. He's got charge on the way as well. Both players with 4 more gateways coming up. Getting those macro cycles going. The lack of Immortals here for Harstem is a little bit surprising to me. Looks like he's just going to keep that Immortal count low, spending his money on other things. As he's got more gateways coming up. He's going to be able to get Zealots out, and both players going to be going for the Charge Lot Archon. +1, a little bit ahead for DNS. He's been chronoing it a little more. But neither player looking to move out to take a fight. Both of them just taking that 3rd base. Look at this. Charge, ground weapons level 1. We'll see charge and ground weapons level 1 for the other player soon. Ooh, and +2 starting right at that same exact moment as +1 finishes for DNS. Right on it with those upgrades. Let's see if Harstem's able to do the same thing. He's chronoing out that +1. It's a little bit behind, but not too far. Starting that +2 though, the longer he waits right now, this gap could be very important, because that's a difference of about 20 seconds, and that could matter in a fight. That earlier one, a little bit less, but every time one of those upgrades finishes and he doesn't start the new one right away, could be a little sketchy. Stalkers are here to ward away those Oracles. Harstem was on it with that. Harstem's going to move out and put some pressure across the map. He is up in army supply a little bit, but he's keeping some of that back at home to deal with the Oracles. With 3 Archons here. Don't know if these charge lots for Harstem are going to really be able to find good purchase. I like the stasis wards as well. Just going to make it even harder for those Zealots to get any damage done. No observer here for Harstem to kill DNS's observer. Oh my god, is this Zealot going to get that kill? The Stalker started earlier. No, it wasn't targeted on that pylon. Oh, double Archon drop gets spotted by that observer, and it won't really do too much. It looks like Harstem's going to try to find a position on this army. He's playing with fire right now. This is very dangerous for him. Meanwhile, both players on the same work account. It's actually a very even game. DNS, though, with a big Warpin, gonna shoot ahead in supply a little bit. We'll see if Harstem has the same thing shortly. A cannon here and a Warpin of a couple of Stalkers is gonna be enough to push away these Oracles. Oracle's just tagging some of these units. +2 finished for DNS, and again he starts +3 right away. Harstem still a little bit behind, but not too bad with that +2. Four Zealots looking to find some damage in the back of the natural mineral line here for Harstem. He's going to send a couple of Zealots out as well. +3 on the way, being chrono boosted. So hopefully for Harstem, he doesn't fall too far behind DNS. Pylons, always good to have. Probes and pylons. Neither player taking a 4th base just yet. DNS has shot up in supply. Harstem's got 59 workers, now 60. So his economy is a little bit better than DNS's. Take a look at the income graph. It's been really back and forth. But right now, Harstem does have that lead. It's actually been very, very close. This entire game has been pretty insane how close it's been. Oh, Zealots in the back line here. Big Warpin from DNS to clean it up. A follow-up Warpin for Harstem, though. He wants to take this fight. There goes the recall. Oh, and DNS made a Phoenix, so that's going to help him clean up this War Prism. Forces the recall, but loses 4 probes in doing so. And again, that income graph pretty heavily in Harstem's favor now. It's going to drop back down, but he is still ahead in workers. Neither player taking a 4th. All right, Zealot going to trigger that single stasis. Oh, looks like Harstem wanted to take a 4th. And I think DNS is going to grab this 4th up to the top side now. Oh, double Immortal drop. Gets a little bit of damage done, but not too much. There's no Stargate here for Harstem. But he is planning down a second Robo and a Robo Bay. He's going to start going into Disruptors. He's got Blink on the way as well. That'll help him catch these Prisms and Oracles. He's been very close a couple of times, and with Blink, I think he would have gotten some of them. A lot of Stalkers around here. Immortals are quite good versus Stalkers. But you still got to be careful with this War Prism. Oh, the War Prism is one hit right now. That War Prism, I think, has got a recall, right? Well, I guess not. DNS is going to move out on the map. This game is still incredibly close. +3, not quite done for Harstem. It's very close again, though. Yeah, he's gonna have it before there's any fight. Gravitic Drive on the way for Harstem as well, so that he can carry a couple of those Eruptors and maybe go for a Eruptor drop. Or just be extra annoying with this War Prism now that it has speed. Well, the War Prism is healed up. It was down to 4 HP. Zealot's gonna drop out. Warpin comes in from DNS. DNS isn't quite maxed, so he can afford to warp in a little bit more. These 4 Zealots get cleaned up, no problem. But that's going to give Harstem the ability to push out on the map a little bit. War Prism goes down, Riverinos. And now here's Harstem's army. Supplies are basically even. Harstem a little up on that economy, a little down on the army. Zealots on the backside, as well as Immortals. Ooh, I like the addition of the Dark Templar here, though. Certainly going to help defend. Well, a nice stasis trap, but the Immortal goes down for it. Native Phoenix comes out, sees where the army is. A nice spot there for Harstem. I'm liking Harstem's army, but DNS just has more Disruptors. Yeah, it's 4 to 5. It's actually very close. It's very close. Both players being very similar. Double Tempest coming out of DNS now, though. Not going for the Phoenix to counter the Ruptors. Going instead for the Tempest for that range. Oh my god. Some Novas going down. DNS getting some fantastic Novas to start things off. Harstem probably doesn't want to stick around for too long. He knows there's Phoenix in the sky. Looks like he might want to hit for a bit of a counterattack. Alright, there are observers here, so the DT's maybe not going to be the most impactful. Blinks in to get one of these Disruptors, will get it. Sees the Tempest coming out. I think that's Harstem's first sign of the Tempest. Ooh, DTs from DNS come out to defend. Plenty here for him. And Harstem now has to decide what to do. He's going into a Stargate back at home, but only a single Stargate. What do you do from here as Harstem? I think you have to keep pressuring as you're maxed. And again, his economy has been a lot better in recent times than DNS's. Oh, Disruptors coming in. DNS's Disruptors getting caught by the Novas of Harstem. Yeah, but kind of just trading back and forth. Mama is here for DNS. And you know what Harstem doesn't have? Vipers for that Disruptor. But he can't yoink the Mothership in PvP. Mama is not minus 400. She's a very good unit. Now Harstem is taking a 5th base. It's actually already finished. He's going to go transfer probes there now. Yeah, DNS just starting is now. It's a little bit late. Again, 56 workers. Now that means his army is incredibly powerful. It's going to be roughly 20 supply more than Harstem's in these engagements, which means Harstem needs to be able to resupply quicker. He's going triple Stargate behind this. He's going to have 4 Stargates with that fleet beacon coming up, but I don't know if he's going to have time for that. DNS is moving across the map already. And the Tempests are going to be able to outrank absolutely anything Harstem has. Harstem's hitting with a counterattack, which is hitting DNS's counterattack. Harstem has a lot more here. And he's going to push that back. DNS still going to try to push in. Is there enough here for Harstem? Oh my god, those Novas bounced off each other. I didn't even know that was possible. Yeah, it looks like Harstem doesn't really want to attack into that. There's like 4 cannons back here. Oh, it's also really cool. You know, I just changed the graphics settings. Maybe that's why. You can kind of see through the prism also. It's not just a shadow. That's really good. Interesting. Alright, Harstem's moving up this ramp. The Novas don't connect. A nice revelation goes down on a lot of this army. So Mama not going to be as useful here. Harstem winning that Nova fight, but taking some damage on his gateways as well. Some nice Novas here for Harstem. DNS trying to push in, do what he can do. Harstem's winning on this side as well. But the defensive shield batteries and cannons going to help DNS quite a lot. Oh my god. And a really nice Nova takes out a good few of those units. Trading disruptors for disruptors. Harstem continuing to put pressure on this side. Where are the observers there? A couple of speedy observers come through. There's the recall. A lot of this army coming back. Basically the entire army, and Harstem's got to get out of there. Oh, he's going to look for some attacks, or some straggling units. He's going to find them. Oh my god, with that Nova. That Nova, though. This disruptor has 7 kills, and I think they're pretty much all stalkers. A really nice Nova there, but loses a Tempest and 2 disruptors for it. Hard to say if that was worth it, especially with Harstem's 75 probe economy on 5 bases. DNS is moving around. He's got a lot of Tempests here. There's 8 Tempests. I don't think there's enough stalkers to fight this. There's nothing on the ground. These disruptors are firing at almost nothing right now. Here comes the rest of DNS's ground army. Zealot from the top side. Harstem's got to get out of here, and I don't know if he's got the units to take a fight like that. But he's hitting in 2 places at once. He's hitting on at the natural base as well, and Harstem's floating a ton of money. Warping in more units, but I think he could afford to start some more Tempests here. Harstem focused too much on the micro. But fortunately for him, DNS is flat broke, so the supplies are still very close. DNS is going to move across the map, though. Mama is now on the way for Harstem. Again, I think he could really have a big Tempest army right now. But instead, just going for more and more counterattacks. Stasis goes off on a couple of Archons. But here comes the counter. And Harstem just doesn't have anything back at home. Both players on top of each other's production, on top of each other's economy. DNS has the very much superior army in terms of quality, though. Mama's gonna pop here, but that's not a good place. In fact, I think Harstem might just want to straight up cancel Mama. I don't even know if that's going to get out. But Harstem definitely winning the base trade. He just needs to get some more production up. I'd love to see Stargates and another fleet beacon go down over here. But maybe he just feels he doesn't want to try to compete in that area. Really much more focused on this counterattack. Zealot's coming up here. Some mortals going right down, and then there's the big recall. Oh, he recalled the mothership, so then he can recall the entire army because the mothership recall has a much larger radius. Smart play and forces Harstem back. All right, Harstem though still has a base. He still has 196 free supply. And he could afford to make a whole bunch of stuff. Mama's coming out now of the 4th base or 5th base, one of those. But look at the army supply, 101 to 118. DNS needs to win with this army. I don't think he can really afford to pull back. He's being hit back at home, but you almost have to just say screw it at this point. Cannons at this base and shield battery is going to help DNS hold. And he did pull back, but there's a big warp in over here. These are DNS's 2 bases. He has no mining left. DNS has to win with this army. All right, we finally have Tempest coming out of Harstem. He's got another Dark Shrine going up. So you can warp in more DTs. Zealots focusing on the Nexus. Will he be able to get it? He does have that +3 attack. These Zealots doing a lot of work on the Nexus. They're not all focused on it though. And Mama comes in to cloak it. So it ain't gonna work. Harstem trying to get some work done with these Stalkers as well. He knows DNS's mining is basically none. I don't think he realizes that it's 8 probes, but he knows it's basically gone. More supply going down here. And DNS, his army is down to 77. It's mostly Tempest at this point. But there are so many Tempests coming out now for Harstem. It's 4 to 8, but there's 25 Stalkers for Harstem as well. And at this point, Harstem, he has done it. It was a long time coming, and there was a scary moment where I think DNS could have pushed in and attacked. Instead decided to go home to defend. And Harstem successfully bought himself enough time. He's got enough units, and he's got enough bank to remake, even if somehow DNS wins the fight. Harstem. Oh, he's gonna go straight for the Nexus. Nope, not committing. All right. Not committing to the Nexus. Playing it very carefully. Probes now moving over to a 7th base for Harstem. Harstem on 76 probes still. And look at this. This army in the main base could almost just beat DNS's army. And yeah, Harstem. I know DNS, there's no way he can know exactly what he's up against, but I'll tell you right now, unless Harstem throws this game harder than Cal Ripken Jr. can throw a baseball, it is going to be easy for the Netherlands. Easy for NLD to finish this game off. DNS, he worked for it. He made him fight for it. But it's going to be GG here as soon as Harstem moves the bulk of his army across the map. I'm really not sure what he's waiting for. He can't really produce too many more units because he's maxed. DNS is supply blocked at 100 over 95. And Harstem is maxed. 200 out of 200. Alright, Harstem. Any day now. He's playing with his food, man. He forces a cancel on the 2nd base. The Stalkers blink in. I don't know if Harstem is just memeing at this point, or if he's just playing very carefully. Because, I mean, this is still a big army from DNS, but it's not that big. 62 supply of Tempests. Alright, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say I think Harstem might just be memeing. He knows there's nothing else here for DNS. He's been all over the map. He has vision of the left side with this pylon. He sees there's no other base here. He has to know how desperate this is for DNS. Oh my god, DNS is supply blocked at 79 right now, and it's going to get even worse if he loses this pylon. The blink in, he takes out another Tempest. DNS can't even make another Tempest. He has no production. He has 1 Stargate and 2 Warp Gates. He can warp in Zealots and make Void Rays or Phoenix. Alright. Alright, Harstem. Alright, Harstem. Is he just trying to make DNS GG before the Tempest even come across the map? I don't know what's going on, dude. I don't know. The Stalkers come up to the top side. They're going to target down the Nexus. They're going to get it. Stalkers with +3. Oh, I guess he doesn't have detection, so not going to get it. Alright, he's focusing down the mothership. No, not going to work. Alright, more Tempest on the way. He's getting +2 air weapons and +3 shields. +3 shields being researched right now, guys. Mark this down in your calendar. March 22nd, 2020. This is the day where you saw +3 shields being researched in a real live game. Harstem has taken every base on his side of the map and a couple that are arguably not really his to take. Revelation goes down. The entire army is being seen, and here comes the carrier fleet. When does the GG go down? Still no. DNS is holding on. He's holding on. Oh, we've got more Tempest on the way. Okay, DNS was waiting for it. He's waiting for it. There we go. There's the GG. A little bit of a fantasy GG timing, but Harstem was memeing at him a little bit anyway, so can you blame him?